Welcome back to another episode of Positive Solutions for Life. I'm Peggy Meyer, and today we're diving into a topic that affects every single one of us: time. How we think about it, how we chase it, and how, without realizing it, we often let our thoughts about time rob us of the life we actually want. So, for years, I taught time management, and I still feel like I am like a time management guru, right? Like organization and everything. But maybe you've seen the classic urgent versus important matrix. And while that tool is helpful, over the years, I've realized it never gave me what I truly needed: relief, a feeling of being and doing enough. It didn't help me get more done. It didn't help me feel less overwhelmed. It didn't help me feel more present or connected. Time management is a false promise. It tricks us into thinking if we just color code better, if we schedule harder or squeeze our minutes tighter, if we are just be more efficient, everything will finally fall into place. But instead, what does it do? It keeps us frantic, overscheduled, and perpetually behind. We all have the same 24 hours. God intentionally designed it that way. If he thought we needed more time each day, he would have designed it that way. But think about how creation itself reflects balance. About a third of our day is working, a third of the day is connecting with people we love, and a third of the day is resting and renewing. Now, I'm not suggesting that life is equally balanced. A third of the time we're working, a third of the time we're with family, and a third of the time we're sleeping. It's not a rigid formula. Balance does not mean equal. It's more about harmony and alignment. Because, of course, life comes in seasons. Remember being a new parent? Yeah, my daughter's a new one too. Moms really kind of barely sleep. Parents, dads, new parents barely sleep. You know, the deadlines that loom at work, they got to get done, right? Farmers like us go through harvest season, planting season with long days and short nights. Balance doesn't mean equal. It means rightly aligned for the season of life you're in. You know, the days where everything just flows, when you feel grounded, connected, productive, grateful, that's alignment I'm talking about. That's the harmony. That's what the balance that I'm really talking about, not equal. It's alignment and harmony. But you know what? We tell ourselves lies about time all the time. You know, we've all said it. I don't have enough time. There aren't enough hours in the day. I always feel like I'm behind. My plate is too full. I wish I had more time. We've all said it. But pause for a second and ask yourself, what do you think you don't have time for? And this is kind of like a little exercise. So if you can pause this, grab a piece of paper if you can, or come back to this. And really, what do you think you don't have time for? So on the right side of the paper, write what you want more time for. Write down the things you say you're going to do when you have more time. When you wish you had more time, you're going to do what? Write this down on the right-hand side of the paper. What are they? When you have more time, what do you say you're going to do? Are you going to spend more time with your family, your spouse, your kids, your friends? Are you going to travel more? Are you going to take a vacation? Are you going to go somewhere fun? When you have more time, are you going to work more on your goals and your dreams? Are you going to rest, read, finish some projects around the house, create a budget so you're not financially stressed? Are you going to enjoy your hobbies? What do you want more time for or to do? Write that on the right-hand side of the paper. Once you get that done, then on the left-hand side of the paper, write why you don't have time. What is getting in the way of you having enough time? Work, chores, Laundry, dishes, cleaning the house, lawn mowing? Do you have some obligations? Because, that can take up a lot of time. What do you fear? Are you procrastinating? And what are you doing? Are you saying yes to too many things? Why don't you have time? Are you scrolling? Are you watching TV? What are you doing throughout your day that makes you say you don't have time? Write it down on the left-hand side of your paper. And when you're done, look at your list. Which side feels more important? Which side feels or sounds urgent, but not meaningful? Do any of the reasons you put on the left side actually sound like excuses? Things we could choose not to do? Things that don't actually take as much time as we think they do? Things that aren't moving us towards the life that we really want? What would happen if you removed a few of those things from your plate, from your list? Scrolling, watching TV, procrastinating. What would you have more time to do? Would you have more time to connect with those that you love? Would you have more time to take steps to living your dream life? How does it sit with you that laundry or dishes or scrolling or watching TV are more important than connecting with your loved ones? Or is the fear of looking or sounding stupid keep you from speaking up and asking for what you really want? How does it sit with you? Now let's go back and talk about that plate because we often say we have too much on our plate. My plate is full. So I want to gently ask you, who filled your plate? It's like Thanksgiving dinner. Imagine, Thanksgiving. It's coming up for us here in the States. It's Thanksgiving or any other holiday, or if you go to a, buffet or anything, imagine yourself. Just think about you pick up your plate and you choose what goes on your plate. You choose what goes on and you choose how much you put on your plate. Maybe you have a little plate, but maybe you have one of those big platters, at the buffet, the bigger plates. You choose what you put on it and how much, but you also choose how much you eat of what you put on your plate. You choose what you leave behind, or if you don't leave anything behind, because depending on if you still believe that you have to eat everything on your plate because, there's starving kids in Africa. Have you ever heard that one growing up? Or or maybe you're just being wasteful if you don't eat everything that you take. Because, you know what? Did your parents tell you that? Time works the same way. Every day is a buffet of options. You choose how and what you choose to do with your time, but only a few things really nourish you. Your relationships, your health, your purpose, fulfilling your why. These are the things we need to fill our plate with. But the deeper issue of why we don't have time, what is that? Because we are spending time on things we shouldn't. We really don't have time for things like holding grudges, losing our temper, blaming, criticizing, comparing ourselves to others, avoiding hard conversations, gossiping, playing small, playing the victim. None of these things lead us towards the life we want. We don't have time to waste on these things that do not bring us closer to others, that do not bring us the joy and happiness we are looking for. But our modern life perpetuates the problem. We get overwhelmed of all the things we think we should do, trying to keep up with everyone else. We buy into the belief that if we only were more efficient, if we managed our time better, we could get everything done. That's a lie. We will never be able to completely check off all our to-dos when what we put on our to-do list is other people's stuff of what is urgent and important and not what we feel is important. So, what do we do when we get overwhelmed like this and get discouraged? We check out. We tell ourselves we're relaxing. We give ourselves a reward for working so hard during the day. And what do? We turn to our electronics. Studies show that the average American spends 7 to 10 hours a day watching TV or scrolling the internet. That's a third or more of our day. And get this, we touch our phones nearly 2,400 times a day. That's 100 times an hour. Are we up all day and night? That's almost 1.5 times every second. I find that really kind of incomprehensible. I really don't know if that is like, how did they track that? I'm not sure if that's true, but that's like, anyways, even if it was half the time, we're touching our phones all the time. But when you stop and notice how many times you look at your phone, like I look at it for the time, the weather, to look up something. Oh, every time a notification comes through and dings or whatever. And if you have a smartwatch, that's part of your phone. So that counts too. How many times are you looking elsewhere? No wonder we feel disrupted, rushed, overwhelmed. No wonder we feel like time is slipping through our fingers. I have never found anyone who said, scrolling has brought me closer to my dream. It's never improved a relationship. It's never made anyone feel truly fulfilled. And my bet is you'll never see a gravestone that reads, I wish I would have spent more time scrolling. What it really does is send us down this rabbit hole of feeling not enough. And this is just one example of things of how we fill our time with things that don't satisfy us, that doesn't fulfill us. When we compare our crazy life with someone's grand vacation photos when we're scrolling, how does that make you feel? I don't think it makes us feel good, but there's a better way. The answer is not more time. The answer is choosing differently. Choose differently what we do with the time we have. We all have 24 hours in a day. What we do with our time reveals our true priorities. Time reflects our values, whether we're honest about them or not. Do we truly value and prioritize TV over our feeling connected in relationships? When we choose intentionally gratitude, connection, generosity, curiosity, time begins to expand. Think about the moments where time felt like it stood still. Laughing with your family, sharing a moment, watching a sunset or a sunrise, having a meaningful conversation, accomplishing a goal, sitting in peace and quiet, being fully present. We're not chasing more minutes. We're chasing that feeling. There's a better way. Let's turn our list into action steps. So grab your list again, grab your piece of paper and look at the right side, the things that you want more time for, and let's brainstorm. If you want more connection with your family, what could you do? Start a weekly game night, maybe just a couple hours, during the week, during another time on a Sunday or an afternoon. Look at each other in the eye when you talk. Make a gratitude list together. Schedule intentional moments, intentional time, not accidental ones. If you want to travel more, start a savings goal. Start a trip fund jar with a picture of where you want to go. Learn about the places you want to go. Begin planning small experiences now. Where can you go locally or within a few hours that you could explore? If you want to get closer to your dream, Release the excuses. Yes, those things you listed on the left side of the paper. Release them. Break down your dream into steps. What is the next action you can take to bring you closer to it? Dedicate 10 intentional minutes a day or more. Start with 10 minutes. Intentionally do something that will bring you closer to your dream. And remind yourself why it matters. Why is this dream important to you? What is the feeling you want to have? Maybe you don't love your job right now, but remembering why you're working, what it provides, what it makes possible for you can shift your energy and pull you into alignment with your bigger vision, your bigger dream. We all get the same 24 hours, but not everyone gets the same life out of those hours. The difference is choice, attention, intention, alignment. Time isn't the problem. How we view time is, how we spend our time is. We have enough time. Lean into what fills you up. Choose what matters. Choose what you put on your plate and let go of the rest. And watch your life transform in ways you didn't think were possible.